Hello there, my name is Linda Jo Martin, the Book Lady. These are my shout-outs for the week, and I'm looking forward to telling you whose name I picked out of the bag this week. So there's three. I always do three. As soon as I get done with the shout-outs, I will be doing my weekend wrap-up. Same video. Pia Raylee has been on BookTube for about 6 months. She's also on AuthorTube and posts a lot of videos about writing. She's a young adult fantasy writer living in Australia. She started her channel because she had a novel in the professional editing stage. She loves reading because she can delve into another world. She likes reading Amanda Hawking, a young adult writer. Sean at On the Stoop also recorded his BookTube newbie tag about 6 months ago. He started a channel because he wanted to be able to discuss the books he likes to read rather than just hearing about what other people are reading. He says his channel will be kept very British and low-key. He's interested in dissenting views in the comment section rather than just having people agree with him. Quigley started his channel 9 months ago because he likes to read and talk about reading. He loves the escapism of reading after a difficult day. He's done the Scottish accent tag as he's from Glasgow in the west of Scotland. This week he uploaded the TV tag. He's been reading the Sookie Stackhouse Southern Vampire series by Charlaine Harris, the Fallen series by Lauren Kate, and the Jacoby series by William Ritter. I hope that if you're not subscribed to their channels yet, you soon will be. The links are in the description of this video on YouTube. So now it's time for the second part of this video, which is my weekend wrap-up. I set some goals for myself during my Friday Reads video, and I recorded the results right here in my bullet journal. This is actually the part where I do the weekend goals, and down here is a similar thing that I'm doing as goals for the week, and in between I write down everything I accomplished, just the titles of stories that I wrote during the week, things like that. Not starting at the top of the page, but right in the middle of that list, I just had to read Formerly first. I was so curious to see what Dane Cobain's writing is like, and it's very interesting. I'm not used to reading that genre, but I will say it's very well written. I've read 3 chapters of each of these books this weekend, and I look forward to reading the rest of this. It is a techno thriller. It may be the first techno thriller I have ever read. Anyhow, so far, very good. The second one I read was Saints and Sinners by Edna O'Brien, which is actually a book of short stories, and I read 3 of the short stories. The first one was about a woman who was waiting to see a clairvoyant, and I don't want to tell you too much more about it because I would be giving spoilers if I did, so let's not go there. Okay, so the second one was about a young man who was involved in the internal fighting over there in Ireland, which I'm sorry I don't know as much about it as I probably should, but apparently he was in prison, and the girl who was telling the story, the point of view character, was a girl that went into the prison to teach the prisoners watercolors, and she met him there. Fascinating story. A bit on the sad side. And then the third one was just horrible. It was well written. I can't say it wasn't well written because it was. It just triggered me. And it was about a family during wartime and what happened to them. And I found that one very hard to read. So, like the title of the book, the short story collection is Saints and Sinners. So you're going to get a fair amount of sinning in there, and some terrible things happen in this world, and apparently Edna O'Brien is not afraid to write about them. The third one I read this weekend was Hello Universe. I'm reading 3 chapters each, so I read 3 chapters in this one. Actually, the chapters are very short. This is a middle grade novel. It is the winner of the 2018 Newbery Medal, and so far it's interesting. It's keeping my attention. I do have some misgivings about it. Let's just say there's some things that are bothering me about this particular book, but that will all come out in the review. For now, I guess I will just enjoy reading it, and I'm going to continue to take a lot of notes. Next, I listened to 3 chapters of On the Road by Jack Kerouac. It was fascinating. The last book I read this weekend was The Secret Scripture by Sebastian. This book just really grabbed my heart. This is the kind of book I really like to read. It is a narrative of a 100-year-old woman who is in a mental hospital. Fascinating. I just love the writing style. Really looking forward to reading the rest of this. I'm reading this as part of the Irish Readathon, along with the Saints and Sinners book. Both authors are Irish. You might notice in my weekend goals, I also had some goals to do some writing. Really happy to say I got all this writing done. 2 new poems, 2 new entries in my memoir book, and 2 new flash fiction stories. So all is well. Moving right along, and I think setting goals like this and using my bullet journal to track them is really helping me get more reading done. So that will be it for my weekend wrap-up. Hope you had a nice weekend, and we'll have a wonderful week ahead. Happy reading, everyone.